So, sister, you shine. It's time to raise your crown. So, sister, get past your past. The time is now. So, sister, before you pour, be sure it's full. So, sister, you shine. So let your light come through.
Soul is Troy Loren of Mama Tree Doula. You have tuned in to Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey podcast, where we deep dive wellness in all 4 trimesters. Now, I'm sure you're pregnant. And I wonder if congratulations for you feels appropriate. I know you know what I mean. Sometimes we're experiencing so many emotions, so complex. It's the fear, the guilt, the joy, the numbness, the excitement, all of the feelings happening at once. So which one do you feel? And I want you to know that it's all good. So let's get right into it. We're going to talk a little bit about what it looks and feels like to have an unplanned pregnancy. Unexpected, unplanned, unwarranted, underprepared for the experience. How scary is that? It is not something that is uncommon, but it is not something that we're almost ever prepared for, whether it is your first child or your 5th child. An unplanned pregnancy is terrifying. The things that we have to overcome, the things that we have to prepare, the decisions that we have to make are serious. And sometimes we don't always have the emotional support from our family or from our partners. Have you ever had the experience yet? Or have you had the experience where you told your partner that you were expecting and they were like, shit? Or you were afraid to tell your partner that you were expecting because it wasn't in the plan. You don't have the support that you feel like you need, not only to go through with this pregnancy, but even to make the decision to keep or to not keep. And that's the beautiful thing about just being a woman, being an American right now. We have still kind of have a choice. And even if you're not in America, listen now, the holistic wellness space has a world of support for you to make whatever decision you want to. Anyway, we could talk about that in the womb room, and you know what I mean. So if you haven't heard of the womb room yet, you are in for a treat. That is our special space where we get to go to share our stories, share the tips and the tricks, and we will continue this conversation over there. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's talk about how it's hard to be a pregnant woman of color in general. I remember when I first got pregnant and I started showing, I was in a band. And the band looked at me and was like, oh, man, you pregnant? You better hurry up and get married before you leave you. And it was so offensive to me because I just knew this man was never going to marry me. I was just salty in this pregnancy. But my mom told me that my mom said that babies are portable. And from there, I was like, oh, okay, bet. This baby can come along with me. That's fine with me. I'm all right with that. But in that statement, it also helped me understand that I needed to learn myself a little more. I needed to be able to identify how I felt. Was I really scared, or was I nervous? Was I really fearful of the experience, or was I actually excited but a little bit anxious because I know what my resources look like, or I know what my support look like? So being able to properly identify and label my feelings helped. I wanted to start journaling, but many of you may know I'm afraid to journal because I don't like people reading my innermost thoughts. That's really scary to me. So I stopped journaling really quickly. But I started to identify how I was feeling, what was going on inside, putting labels to the actual emotions. That helped. Not only did it help me understand, it helped me forgive myself. I was able to say, Troy, I know, but everything's going to be all right. I was able to walk out of a depression. I was able to walk out of suicidal ideation because I could forgive myself. I could look at me and say, ish happens and we're going to get through it. So our affirmation for today is my feelings are valid and I get to feel everything. Repeat after me, y'all. My feelings are valid and I get to feel everything. Something really important about that language. I get to feel instead of, damn, I feel, feeling a way about your feelings. No, you are human enough to actually experience each of them and overcome it. Your feelings are teaching you something. So tap in and see how you feel. Now, if you are kind of like me and afraid of journaling or don't even know where to start, I have some daily prompts for you. Once again, you can find them in the womb room. These are and will be your first trimester feelings journal. Your journal is going to help you identify how you feel. It's going to help you share that with your people, with your partner, moving forward, with your OBGYN, with your therapist, with your nutritionist. It's going to help you communicate it with whomever you feel like you need to share this information with so that you can get the support and honor the resources that are for you. Love that. Love that. Love that. As you go into the womb room, you're going to type in my feelings, or you're going to type in my feelings journal, and you'll see it under the season 1, episode 1 tab. And I am excited to hear what you have to share from it. Now, I have a question, because I know my experience brought me much closer to myself. I always say I'm just finding my joy while I find myself, because my pregnancies were just something different. I was somebody different. So my question to you is, what if the wisdom you gained from this experience could one day become a gift to somebody else? Take this information take it to yourself, jot it down, think about how that would make you feel and how it would make the world feel, how we all win because you've become a mother. Isn't that beautiful? Share your thoughts with us in the womb room, the space where we get to just be ourselves. If you are a womb holder, if you are pregnant, if you want to be pregnant, if you love a womb holder, this space is for you. Of course, it is compartmentalized, okay? Some of the education that is co-ed that will help our allies support us will be right there, dead smack in the middle. The womb holders and the pregnant people will have their own sacred space where we can share, where we can divulge, where we can really deep dive specific matters. And then there will be a space for our allies and our allies alone, because sometimes you just don't know how to support, and you deserve a safe space to say that too. So my name is Troy Loren of Mama Tree Doula, and you are listening to Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey podcast. Listen, I'm going to see you next week. Peace, Queen. That's a wrap for today. Look at you, taking time out of your busy day to pour into your healing, your wholeness, and your creative freedom. That's not small work. That's sacred work. Now, if you feel seen or stirred by today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast and leave a review. When you share this space, you're helping more women reclaim their joy, their self-love, and their power to mother themselves before anyone else. And listen, if you're ready to go deeper, don't do it alone. Join the Womb Room, our private online community where we rest, rise, and remember we don't have to choose between softness and success. Inside, you'll get exclusive sound bowl sessions, yoga sessions, guided meditations, live Q&As, sacred sisterhood, and rituals for your womb, your work, and your walk. So don't keep it to yourself. Drop your thoughts, share this with a queen, and come find your people. I'll catch you next episode. And until then, remember, you're just finding your joy while you find yourself. And that, queen, is the birthright.